primary move that you will see advertised, it's on the back of the buses, it's on the billboards, it's on the TV, radio, it's all over, is Medicare Advantage plan change. So somebody who's on a Medicare Advantage plan during the annual election period, they are marketed by the other carriers to grab some market share. So the Medicare Advantage plans are known in the industry as a Medicare replacement plan. People who are on Medicare Advantage have left Medicare's administration and joined a private insurance company. So the insurance companies have this window to market to you to get you to come on board, take a look at their plan. So what I also want to cover is what are some of the places that we can step on our own toes during the annual election period. And with the Medicare Advantage plan, one thing that you want to be really cognitive of, pay attention to, is if you are changing plans, all your doctors are in network. That's a big deal. It's not uncommon somebody will change plans because they're looking at maybe some of the ancillary benefits. I'm going to get a gym membership, I'm going to get transportation, I'm going to get my windows washed, or I'm going to get my dog walked. They throw some incentives in there above and beyond Medicare. But make sure that your doctors are in network before you make that change and ink that deal. Because once January rolls around, we're going to be locked in for the year. Another thing to be aware of is if you're on a PPO plan and you're looking at changing to an HMO plan, the HMO plans have a slightly unique way that they run their network. On a PPO, you have access to that entire network. On an HMO, even though you have providers that you're using that may be in that network, you have to make sure that your primary care doctor refers to that specialist. Just because they're in the network doesn't mean that that's the doctor. For example, your cardiologist may be in the network of brand ABC Advantage plan, but your primary care may refer to a different cardiologist. So you need to verify that if you have specialists, not only are they in the plan, but your doctor refers to that specialist. Otherwise, you might have a hard time getting to your specialist. Another plan change that's available is changing our prescription drug plans. Now this change isn't applicable to the person who's on Advantage because the Advantage plan has the Part D built into it. So when we change Advantage plans, we're going to change our Part Ds. This is a standalone prescription drug plan. So this plan change is applicable to those that are still on original Medicare. You're on A and B. When you go to the doctor, you give your Medicare card. When you go to the pharmacy, you give your Part D card. Not only is this the opportunity to make sure that you're on the best prescription plan starting for next year, it's also an opportunity to get it wrong if you don't do it correctly. The very best way to determine what is the best standalone prescription drug plan is by visiting Medicare.gov, placing your medications right into their plan finder, and then it sorts them. We never want to shop for our Part D plans based upon the premium of the plan. It sounds important, but it's actually not. Because if we chase premium, we may pay more for our meds. So would you rather pay $20 for a plan and pay $50 for your med, or would you rather pay $30 for your plan and pay $10 for your med? So it's a joint combination of what's the plan cost and what are my medications on that plan. So don't chase just price. We can look at star rating, that's part of the deal. Medicare's got that right on their website. So another plan change that we can do is we can leave a Medicare Advantage plan. Remember, we're on a private insurance plan. We've basically replaced our Medicare, and we can return to original Medicare. So we can process paperwork to leave our Advantage plan, return to original Medicare. That person would want to look at a Medicare supplement to help with the exposure of Medicare. Now, where you have to be very careful making that move is that there are, in most cases, underwriting involved in getting onto that Medicare supplement, meaning medical questions. If we've only been on Medicare for a short period of time, we might not have medical questions to get onto a Medicare supplement. So the point being, don't leave that Advantage plan. Don't shoot that thing until you know you can accomplish what you want to do on the other side. With medical underwriting, we can be declined getting onto a Medicare supplement. Then we would just be left on original Medicare. The window closes. We can't get back onto a Medicare Advantage plan. Now we have the exposure of original Medicare without a Medicare supplement. So make sure that if you do make that move, you get through underwriting on the Medicare supplement before you disenroll from your Medicare Advantage plan. Another move we can make is going the other way. We can leave original Medicare and join a Medicare Advantage plan. The way we can end up getting ourselves in trouble there is not understanding, again, getting to our providers. because on Original Medicare, we have access to any Medicare provider in the country. We wake up one day and it's time to replace that knee, and the best guy to do that is up in New York. If he takes Original Medicare or she takes Original Medicare and you're on Original Medicare, you can go. Medicare is probably not going to pay for your flight or your drive, but walking into a provider in New York that accepts Medicare, if you're on Original Medicare, is the same as walking in to Orlando Regional. You're in network. When you join an Advantage plan, you now have left access to every Medicare provider in the country and joined a network. The size of the plan dictates the size of the network. So that's one thing we want to be careful making that move. So basically, you've got really 4 plan changes. There are more, but those are the 4 common ones. And you also want to know who it's applicable to. The annual election period is applicable to those that are on Medicare, on A and B. People that are turning 65 during the last quarter of the year, they have a different election period. They're not confined to December 7th, or in this case, December 31st is the end. People that are retiring for January 1st, they're not restricted by those timeframes either. They get a special election period, which is called loss of employment coverage. So if no other point I'm making, just be careful, seek counsel. I think we're always told that, and just understand the implications of whichever way you're going. Skilled nursing rehab is inpatient. You've been in a hospital for 3 days or longer, not ready to come home, end up in a skilled nursing facility, you're in a semi-private room, and they're rehabbing you to get you better. Medicare will pay for up to 100 days of care in that facility. They may or may not pay for the full 100 days depending upon your circumstances. You have to be getting better, or the therapy has to keep you from declining. But if you plateau and their therapy is no longer going to get you better or keep you from getting worse, they will stop paying. At that point, it's on you. I like to tell my clients, at that point, Medicare's done. It's either your long-term care policy, your assets, your rich uncle, or Medicaid. But once Medicare pulls the checkbook away, up to $7,000 a month in many cases is going to be on that person to provide the care they still want to get in skilled nursing.